We first met Danny Hernandez and her best friend Benji in December. The 8th grader needed help.
Something was wrong with her.
The 7-year-old Benji had cancer, but the pandemic stretched Danny's family pretty thin. They couldn't afford the $1,400 to have tumors removed from the dog's stomach and mammary gland.
It's a really bad feeling when you know you can't really do anything for your dog. It's the not knowing that really got to me.
Not knowing if her plea on GoFundMe would save her best friend.
I was really scared that we wouldn't be able to get that money raised.
On a Monday, Danny and Benji shared their story with NBC7. They had their answer early Tuesday morning.
I couldn't believe it. 1 minute I was looking at my GoFundMe page and it was at $0, and the next it was at 1,000.
Viewers poured in more than 3 times what Benji needed for the surgery, but the surgery had to work. Danny says a doctor removed the cancerous growths and spayed Benji at the same time.
But she's alive.
Alive, well, and she still wants me to stay back at least 6 feet.
She reacted well to the surgery. The vet told us that everything was going normal.
Even though she had the proverbial cone of shame.
So she had to wear it for about 2 weeks. After that, I was immediately happy that she was well and that she was gonna keep walking and keep living that life that she should be living.
A life for Benji made possible by strangers.
Just thank you so much.
In City Heights.
I can't really believe how generous.
Good response. The baby was, smiling at me, and that kind of made me feel good.
Have a conversation.
Teenage boy is being called a hero after saving the life of a baby. Good evening, I'm Paul Chikine.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The 16-year-old Sullivan High School student jumped into action on Friday night. WCIA3's Bryce Beamick caught up with the hero. Bryce, this is an incredible story. Walk us through what happened.
Well, he was in a restaurant full of adults. A teenager stepped up to help a choking baby. Chase Eller told me he was nervous, but his adrenaline took over and he knew what to do.
I didn't really think this would ever happen to me, but it did. And
What started as a normal Friday night for 16-year-old Chase Eller changed drastically. Eller was at dinner with his girlfriend in Decatur when a baby started choking.
the baby was coughing and choking, and, obviously I knew the baby was having trouble breathing.
He saw the mom panicking and incorrectly trying to help the choking baby, so Eller sprung into action.
My job was to help this baby and try to potentially save the baby's life.
He performed the Heimlich maneuver and saved the baby's life.
With Coach Bales's class, my health teacher, I knew what not to do.
He says it's fulfilling knowing his students were listening.
I was choked up. I mean, it really was. It was one of those deals where I just found out this morning.
Eller says his adrenaline was pumping, but he knew what to do during a crisis because he had seen it firsthand.
I didn't really think. I just responded, and I felt like that was what my dad would do, or what first responders would do.
Eller says he's learned how to respond to emergencies by watching his dad, who is a police officer. His parents were shocked when they found out, but not surprised by their son's heroic act.
We were really, really proud of him that night. Very proud. My husband and I couldn't believe that he had stepped in, especially since he had said there were adults in the restaurant.
Eller hopes that more people become CPR certified. He says it's a matter of when it will happen to you, not if.
This really is something you need to learn, and it's something you're going to use.
Eller was very humble and didn't tell many people. When his school got wind, his principal called him down to thank him. Back to you.
And I'm sure that family is so grateful to him for being there that night.
Oh, definitely. They said they were crying and everything.
Thousands of service veterans return home to the United States every year, and some struggle to adapt to life back in the homeland. But one organization is helping vets like Mac and friends like Mary get to know each other better.
The before was lonely and sometimes dark, and now there's a light.
Mac McQueary served for more than 3 years overseas, but says coming home was one of her toughest battles.
I didn't know how to survive in the civilian world, and the difficulties that I faced, I basically ran from.
Eventually, McQueary was put in contact with Canines for Warriors, a group that for no charge partners service dogs with service members.
When we're in the military, you always had a battle buddy, and when you got out, you didn't have no battle buddy. And she's my battle buddy now, and it's comforting to know that no matter what, she's always there and I'm always there for her.
Canines for Warriors doesn't breed service dogs. In fact,
one of the things that they do is they go around to the kill shelters. They rescue the dog so they can rescue the veteran. So it's saving 2 lives in one. And she saved my life, and I think I've done the same for her.
Mary is working whenever her vest is on, but Mac says during downtime they enjoy playing fetch, going to the beach, and eating cheese. Sometimes even while on duty. Mac knows how difficult asking for help can be, but hopes all struggling service members can get the assistance they need.
That's what I did in the military, is I helped. I got the mission done. And now to come home and say, I'm the one who needs help. But it's the first step, it's the journey, and we can make it through the journey together.
She says taking that step is one of the best decisions she's ever made and is helping her and Mary continue to put their best foot, or paw, forward.
You know, it was a long journey for me. I struggled with addiction for 7 or 8 years. I've been in over 70 treatment centers. I've been homeless in different states. My life kind of took a huge turn when I started using, and now that I've been able to find recovery, like, I've been able to get back to what's important to me, and like, that's helping other people. The Grace Project, that's a big part of it. Every Thursday night, we bring out hygiene supplies, jackets, clothes, food, just basic like human needs.
For anyone's first time in Kensington, it is a lot to take in. They're just out there, you know, whether it's raining, snowing, cold, hot. If anyone ever needed assistance more, it's there.
Nothing compared to being out in Kensington. There's trash everywhere, there's people everywhere, like I was sleeping in abandoned buildings. It's so out of control that they can't really get any law and order out there, so it's like a free-for-all.
I finally had to say to Megan, I love you, I'll always be your mother, but I can't keep enabling you to do this.
My mom actually, she finally kicked me out, and like that was like the best thing she could have done.
It's hard as a parent to do, but even throughout her addiction, I knew she was more. It was just a matter of, did she know she was more?
And it was actually complete strangers that showed me kindness when I was out there, and it like planted a seed of hope. That's the whole idea behind it, is trying to be that hope for somebody else. You know, I have amazing friends today. I have my family back in my life, and it took me a while to get there, but it is beyond my wildest dreams. I would have never imagined my life being the way that it is today, and that void has been filled for me.